Now, the Rivers State House of Assembly has served a notice of alleged misconduct against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Odu. According to the notice seen by our correspondent, the lawmakers claimed the action was in line with the Nigerian constitution. The notice dated 14th of March and has the stamp of the office of the Speaker, was signed by members of the Assembly. It accused Governor Fubara of reckless and unconstitutional expenditure of public funds. It also forwarded a notice of gross misconduct by the Deputy Governor in the performance of the functions of her office to the Speaker, Martin Amaewhule. Upon receipt of the notice, Mr. Amaewhule forwarded the same to Governor Fubara and said the allegation was raised by 26 lawmakers, which he said is not less than one-third of the membership of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Now, he asked Governor Fubara to reply to the allegations. He drew the attention of the governor to Section 188, subsection 3 of the Constitution, which states that within 14 days of the presentation of the notice to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the House of Assembly shall resolve by motion, without any debate whether or not the allegation shall be investigated. Over the weekend, the Rivers State House of Assembly also accused Governor Siminalayi Fubara of frustrating the implementation of the Supreme Court's judgment, particularly the directive requiring him to represent the 2025 appropriation bill to the lawmakers. The Martin Amaewhule-led House, which is loyal to the former governor and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, made the accusation through its chairman, House Committee on Information and spokesperson Enemy George in Port Harcourt. Dr. George urged the public to pressure the governor to follow due process in presenting the 2025 appropriation bill rather than attempting to gain public sympathy by making as opposed. He challenged the governor to produce an acknowledged copy of the letter he claimed to have sent to the House.
The governor's actions demonstrate a lack of sincerity in resolving this impasse. The governor continues to try to bully and blackmail the legislature into submission. The governor must be reminded that the House of Assembly is not an appendage of the executive, and its members are not his slaves, bond servants, or serfs. We are an independent arm of government in line with the principles of horizontal separation of powers as expressed in the Constitution, Section 4, Section 5, and Section 6.
In another development, a federal high court in Port Harcourt will hear a motion seeking to strike out the defection suit filed by the Labour Party against Martin Amaewhule and 26 other members of the Rivers State House of Assembly today. At the last hearing on the 11th of March, the lawyer for the Rivers State House of Assembly, Ken Njamanze, informed the court that he had filed a motion on the 10th of March urging the court to strike out the case. Mr. Njamanze argued that the Supreme Court's ruling on the 28th of February already resolved all issues raised in the suit, adding that the Federal High Court is bound to comply with the Supreme Court's decision. But lawyer for the Labour Party, Clifford Chukwu, opposed the motion, saying he filed a reply on point of law. He said the Supreme Court's ruling did not directly address the legality of the lawmakers' defection from the PDP to the APC. He also said the Federal High Court has exclusive jurisdiction. Meanwhile, the Secretary to the Rivers State Government, SSG, Tami Danagogo, says it is within his responsibility to write a letter for an informal meeting. Dr. Danagogo said this after the FCT minister described as useless his letter informing the Speaker of the Governor's intention to present the 2025 budget. Speaking during a recent commissioning in Okrika, Dr. Danagogo, who also served as SSG during Wike's second tenure as governor, said he carried out similar duties under the Wike administration. The SSG also cautioned that Governor Fubara's peaceful approach to governance should not be mistaken for weakness. In the meantime, a public affairs analyst, Kane Rogers Bariture, says the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State is making it harder for young people to find jobs. Speaking on Nigerian Info FM's Morning Crossfire, Mr. Rogers Bariture explained that people from Rivers are now being seen as fighters outside the state, which has led to stigmatization and made it tougher for them to get hired.
If you go to other states, if you go to other cities, immediately you said you're from Rivers State, there is this stigma that is attached to you. Oh, you guys are arrogant people. You guys are always fighting. Come on, this is not what we should be known for, which affects marketability of our young people, both in terms of employment opportunities education opportunities. When you talk of Rivers State, what branding can we ask?
The researcher added that the crisis is not just affecting individuals, it is also hurting the economy. He said investors are pulling out and moving to other states because of the instability.
Yes, there is economic impact. Business and investors are leaving the states. Everyone is now going to Lagos. Should I say maybe somehow there's an invisible hand fighting the state, unknown to us, to weigh the economic opportunities for the state? If you talk of venture capitalists today in Nigeria, they're all in Lagos. If you talk of incubation programs, acceleration programs that expand business opportunities, that expand entrepreneurship and scale up economic growth, they're all in Lagos. So, economic opportunity for Rivers State is distorted. A lot of young men above 40 years still in their parents' house in Rivers State as I speak with.
Still to come, former Vice President Atiku, TUC others back NYSC member facing threat for criticizing President Tinubu. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Trade Union Congress TUC has defended NYSC member Uche Ugwamae, also called Rae, after she claimed to have received threats for criticizing President Bola Tinubu's administration. TUC President Festus Osifo urged the government to tolerate criticism, emphasizing that Ms. Rae's frustration reflects the struggles of many Nigerians. Ms. Rae's viral TikTok video criticized Nigeria's worsening economy and questioned Tinubu's leadership, leading to alleged pressure from NYSC officials to take it down. Mr. Osifo advised critics to express their views with decorum while urging the government to show patience and resilience. In the same vein, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Amnesty International Nigeria, and human rights lawyers Inyebehe Effiong and Festus Ogu have also expressed support for her as well. Mr. Atiku praised the corper's courage, comparing her to historical female activists, while Amnesty International condemned the alleged threat, stating that peaceful dissent is a fundamental right. Lawyers Mr. Effiong and Mr. Ogu argued that NYSC rules cannot override constitutional rights, emphasizing that core members should not be silenced for criticizing the government. Meanwhile, the NYSC has yet to release an official statement. Moving on, Justice Chukwujiekwu Aneke of the Federal High Court in Lagos State has ordered businessman and entrepreneur Oba Otudeko to take a plea in the charges filed against him. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had filed a 13-count charge against Mr. Otudeko and 3 others over an alleged 30 billion naira loan fraud. At the hearing of the matter today, the judge said Mr. Otudeko must be arraigned before an application challenging the court's jurisdiction on the case can be decided. And now, human rights lawyer Femi Falana says any official probe by security agencies into Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's attendance at the Inter-Parliamentary Union (IPU) meeting in New York could bring unnecessary embarrassment to Nigeria. Mr. Nazwin amid allegations by Senate President Godswill Akpabio that the senator's actions humiliated the government and people of Nigeria after Akpoti-Uduaghan reported her suspension to the international body. Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan had recently accused Akpabio of sexually harassing her. And now in business, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has announced plans to name and shame capital market operators, CMOs, violating market regulations. In a notice on its official X page, SEC said it would begin publishing the names of defaulting CMOs in a name and shame journal. The Commission described the initiative as part of its broader strategy to uphold market integrity and boost investor confidence. SEC added that the publication of offenders' names would be in addition to the penalties prescribed in the Investment and Security Act 2007 as SEC rules and regulations. In entertainment, actress Akwapen Polo is pregnant with her second child. The Ghanaian actress shared the news today alongside photos of her baby bump. In sports, Manchester United have made an offer of 70 million euros to sign Brazil forward Rafinha from Barcelona in the summer.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
The United States carried out new airstrikes on Yemen today. The Houthis Al Masirah TV made this known, saying the Red Sea port city of Hodeidah and Al Jawf governorate, north of the capital Sana'a, were targeted. The action expanded the biggest U.S. military operation in the Middle East since President Donald Trump took office in January, responding to the Iran-aligned Houthi movement's threats to international shipping. The U.S. launched a new wave of airstrike on Saturday.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The Rivers State House of Assembly has accused Governor Fubara and his deputy governor of gross misconduct. A federal high court will hear the motion seeking to strike out Labour Party's defection suit against 27 Rivers lawmakers today. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, TUC, and others have backed the Lagos core member facing threat for criticizing President Tinubu. On the foreign scene, U.S. has increased the pressure on Yemen's Houthis with new airstrikes. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.
It's all talk and more talk on Nigerian's #1 talk station.
In some particular societies, especially in my tradition, a woman is not allowed to inherit land.
Issues that get your attention.